Welcome everyone to our webinar today. My name is Peter Halle. I'm going to be your host and presenter. And today's topic is titled Achieving Compliance in the Automotive Industry. And this is our agenda for today, a very short one. Briefly, I will introduce our company, the Intland software, and then in general about the automotive standards, and we'll show you and provide you an insight into how codeBeamer can help you achieve the compliance to the ISO 26262 standard. So just before we start, some words about the structure of this webinar. So we will have a live demonstration, which will be followed by a question and answer session. And during this webinar, I would like to ask you if you have any questions, feel free to type them in. Therefore, we got a questions panel on the right-hand side. Need to go to meeting application. So at the end of the webinar, during the question and answer session, I will try to answer them all. Note that after the webinar, we also record this session, so this will be available soon after the webinar on our website on intland.com/webinars. And as we are here, I also would like to invite you to our upcoming webinars as well. Next week, titled "The Superior Teamwork and Managing Multiple Development Streams." So let's get started. We are Intland Software. We were founded in 1998 and headquartered in Stuttgart, Germany. We also have an office in the Silicon Valley in California, and we are working in partnership with the Lufthansa Industry Solutions, who are also one of our greatest customers, and we have resellers in Korea and Taiwan. And we are the sole vendors and developers of codeBeamer application lifecycle management with the components of requirements management, software development management, QA and test management, demand management, and the IT operations, so-called DevOps. And here in the slide, you can see that we are serving customers from various industries. We are affiliated with customers and companies from the automotive, from the high technology, defense, finance, and medical sectors. And we also provide them templates to manage and to provide them the compliance. And this is important to mention here that codeBeamer is a really scalable tool. So we have installations only for small teams. And as I mentioned, one of our greatest customers is Lufthansa Industry Solutions, where they have more than 5,000 licenses. And this is we arrived to our topic today: achieving compliance in the automotive industry with increasing complexity and also with increasing risks. And according to an article by the IEEE, a modern car runs on almost 100 million lines of code, and this number is likely to increase in the future as the automotive developers increasingly rely on electronics and software embedded in their cars. While these solutions can extend or optimize certain functionalities of a car, the sheer complexity of such large amounts of code introduces a new risk as well. So the more code you have in your car, the more stuff can go wrong, obviously. And in cars, however, safety is very crucial and critical. And risk cannot go uncontrolled through human lives and are dependent on the optimal functioning of automotive devices, no matter whether they are only subsystems or entire vehicles as well. So due to the automotive industry being a safety critical field of development, reliability and safety, as well as overall product quality are of great importance. So in order to control the risks introduced by this level of complexity, automotive manufacturers and developers have to maintain the high quality of their products and also rely on a variety of techniques to achieve this. First and foremost, it's important to note that in order to achieve quality in the end product, the processes used in the development of that product will also need to be top-notch. So only this can ensure the safety and reliability of the systems used in the cars. So therefore, regulatory bodies have devised a range of standards that define the process requirements of automotive development. Adhering to these standards by enforcing traceable, transparent, and adequate processes and implementing risk management and also quality assurance measures ensures product safety. In addition, compliance is in some cases a prerequisite to entering the market. Simply put, if you don't comply, you cannot sell your product, although this only applies to certain systems or only to certain standards. So this protects the passengers of cars as much as it protects manufacturers and developers themselves. So having to recall their products due to an unforeseen but critical issue can be painfully expensive. Moreover, if injuries or death results from such an issue, lawsuits can also mean extra costs for automotive developers. So in addition to adequate processes, regulations, and standards in the automotive industry also stipulate requirements regarding risk management. Adequate hazard control procedures have to be implemented and also proven at any compliance audit. So let's take let's take a look at some of the most important standards that the automotive development have to comply with. The first is the IEC 61508, and as mentioned before, the general requirements of these standards also include the use of adequate and transparent requirements management, a clear documentation, and as well as effective and transparent development methods and processes. As a parent standard of the ISO 26262 and the number of other standards as well, the IEC 61508 is a general functional safety standard that is widely applied in various industry sectors. This standard employs a risk-based approach to safety-related system design and specifies a safety life cycle encompassing the analysis, realization, and operation phases. The safety life cycle set out by the standard begins with hazard and risk analysis. Once the likelihood and the consequence factors of risks have been determined, the risks are added to the risk matrix diagram as well, to the related class of this risk matrix diagram. In this matrix, 4 classes are defined, from unacceptable risks to risks that are acceptable but may need to be monitored. And then the ISA 61508 defines 4 safety integrity levels as well, with each level representing a more stringent degree of safety regulations. The ISO 26262 is an adaptation of the ISO 61508 for the automotive industry, and more specifically for the automotive electric and electronic systems. And also this is titled Road Vehicles and Functional Safety. So this standard covers the entire life cycle for the electronic safety-related systems in the automotive industry, from requirements and design through implementation, integration, configuration, validation, and also verification. Automotive SPICE, also so-called ASPICE, is a set of technical documents that guide software development processes while also applying to relevant business management functions, basically making safety and reliability an organization-wide priority. And the CMMI model also assists businesses in developing or optimizing their working processes that are in line with their business goals. Many large companies and government institutions require CMMI for large projects, usually only allowing companies with CMMI relevant levels to participate in those tenders. So from the 5 levels of CMMI, the most small companies can qualify for the 2nd or 3rd level, enabling them to participate in tenders once qualified. The CMMI also measures capability maturity. The higher the maturity level, the lower the risk. So the 5th level is especially dedicated for large enterprises in this capability maturity model integration. And most of these standards require you to attain also certain goals, but are not prescriptive on how you get there. So considering that they have some requirements in common, it's actually not too difficult to chalk up what is needed of you and of course your processes in order to be able to comply. So it is, however, way more difficult to implement these in practice to ensure compliance and also to prove all this is facilitate all the compliance audits. So we will get into details in a few minutes after in the live demonstration of the codeBeamer's automotive ISO 26262 template. As an introduction, let's see what are the general requirements applied to the automotive developers. So the first off, you will need work items that are customized for automotive development, artifacts that enable you to store and manage all the relevant data. Then you will need to manage these work items through adequate processes. These will need to be configured in detail so that they comply with regulations, and you will need to make sure that there's no way for your team to diverge from these set processes, or you will need to enforce these workflows, and also in certain cases you will need to make sure you implement safety or approval measures such as electronic signatures as for certain steps to be completed. So not only do you have to use adequate processes, you will also need to make sure that these processes are visible and transparent. During compliance audits, you will need to show the processes your work items are flowing through and the way from requirements to release as well. So you will also need to ensure traceability of each of these artifacts, and this means you will need to be able to show a complete change history on all items, making sure that all changes are also traceable. And the last point here is that you will need to be able to prove all the above using adequate documentation and reports to make sure that the compliance audits run smoothly. So these reports will have to be exported in the formats that are easy to handle, let's say into Word and Excel. And you will also need to cover the traceability, the processes, the change history, and whatever else is required by the standards you are seeking to compliance with. So right now, I would like to move to our live demonstration to show how it works in the practice and how codeBeamer can support these processes and also the compliance to these standards. But before I do that, I would like to have a couple of questions to better understand how codeBeamer and how we can help you in these compliances. So the first thing is, what tools are you using currently to manage your development and your processes? So your first option is the Microsoft Office, then IBM, Jira, HP, or any other tools. Okay, thank you so much. I see that many of you still using Microsoft Office. The second question is, what tools are you searching for that you would like to manage your requirements, your testing, or you would like to manage your entire development lifecycle, or only just agile project or multiple agile project as with our safe template? Thank you so much. And the last question here, what software development methodology do you use? Your options are Agile, Scrum, Waterfall, V-Model, or Hybrid. Thank you so much for answering these questions. And right now, I would like to just jump into codeBeamer. And here we go. This is our automotive template defined. For those of you who are not familiar with codeBeamer, this is a 100% browser-based system and can be run in using Chrome, Firefox, or Internet Explorer. And this is our template project for the compliance with the ISO 26262 standard. This is a functional safety automotive template that is built into the codeBeamer workflow, and also this is compatible with this standard, and therefore it saves you the development time and also mitigates the risk of massive litigation if something goes wrong. So this is a must-have for development of safety critical applications for automotive. As you see here, we also provide a description of how this template shall be used, how we help you to achieve this compliance. As you can see, this is a life cycle description in this infographics with the overlapping agile sprints, for example, and also with the using waterfall methodology to develop the hardware parts. And also in this template, we have contained all the hazard analysis and risk assessment. Also, you have to define the functional safety concept and also the technical safety concepts. And we also provide you the safety analysis with the built-in out-of-the-box FMEA module with the fault tree. So starting from the system specification, in this one single point solution, you can walk through the system architecture design, also your component design, the software and hardware design, then go through the verification, integration, and validation, and you can start from the from your item definitions all the way down to the source code level, to the operational levels as well. In this left-hand side, we have this wiki page with the description how to process with your hazard analysis and risk assessment, with a brief description of it. Also, here you can check out how to define your functional safety concept, technical safety concept, and also, for example, how the system architecture design should work, with a brief description of the hardware development and also with the software development. We also, if it's necessary, we can add and extend this feature, this template, with our variance management capabilities as well. And also we provide various reporting options via wiki pages and also via built-in reporting tools. So today, during this live demonstration, I would like to walk you through. This is basically the first point: how we handle the wiki pages with the process description. Also, how you can upload documentation, how you can set up wiki links. Then I will show you how easily your requirements can be imported and exported, because most of our customers start with the first step to import their requirements into the tool. And in most of the cases, it's not that straightforward. So I will show you how easy it is using codeBeamer, and also we are able to import the requirements from the Recce format, which is one of the widely used tool in the automotive industry. Then I will show you for the full traceability, how we provide the full traceability in codeBeamer. I will show you the items history and also the baselining, how we can provide audit trails, and then using the traceability browser, our interactive traceability interface, where you can visualize all the relationships amongst different artifacts, and also show you the coverage browser, which is for the test coverage, that we can check out whether all of our requirements are tested. And this way we ensure that the highest quality is achieved in this way. And then at the end, I will briefly show you one of the most important part of this template, the hazard analysis and risk assessment part, where I will show you how we define this SEL determination with different levels, how it's calculated automatically in the tool. Also show you the FMEA with the exportable worksheet, and also the risk matrix, where you can visualize whether you are risk in the acceptable level or not. And ending the project management, how you can monitor and supervise all your processes within your organization. So let's get started. First, I'm just going to the trackers, because codeBeamer also comes with pre-configured trackers for hazard, risk, and failure modes, and also safety goals to support the ISO 26262 compliance. And as you can see, starting from the item definition, we can walk through the life cycle as the hazards, safety goal, and also we have the hardware safety requirements architecture, such as the software safety requirements and also the functional safety requirements. And I just would like to show you how easy it is to import. For this instance, I will import documentation from Word, which I already opened it. And what you can see here in this documentation, we have a simple requirements for a car. Our first requirement is the chassis requirement, and note here this is a heading number 1. And based on these headings and the different type of headings into codeBeamer, these will be imported as a parent-child relationship. So as you can see here, also this carbon fiber plastic structures requirement is a heading number 2, and in this way the codeBeamer will implement that the chassis requirement will be the parent requirement of this carbon fiber plastic structure requirement. So I just come back to codeBeamer. I will go into the options import, and here you can see that you can import a Word, you can import Excel, also Microsoft Project or CSV files as well. Or as I mentioned before, you can import your Recce format as a round trip. So we also provide the import and export of your of your Recif format requirements. So I will just upload my documentation and walk through to the next page where I can see how it will be imported into codeBeamer. So as you can see, based on the headings, this is how it's been implemented, and this is how this will be imported into codeBeamer. So this is a preview. You can check which items, which requirements you would like to have it imported. So I will just import them all. And once I open up this hierarchy in the left hand side, I can browse amongst my newly imported requirements. So this is my requirements. Here is a title, and here's the description with any other attachments contained in the documentation. And one great thing about codeBeamer that this is one single point solution, so you can manage all your requirements in the tool, and also we provide this way the traceability. Just to show you, I can switch to the software safety requirements very easily with one click. Here I go. These are my software safety requirements with many additional features. And once I open up the hierarchy on the left hand side, I can see that these requirements also have some verifying test cases. So once I right click on the requirement, I can also define certain options. So like I can add any kind of association, a new child item, and in this section, clicking on this plus button, I can create and generate a test case verifying this specific requirement. So this is very user friendly, I guess, and you don't have to click so much doing and managing all these activities. And I'm also able to make any changes very easily without even leaving the tool. So just clicking on this item, I can make my changes. So this is just a demo change. I save that, and this is where I just made a modification. I'm also able to vote this, so this works as a main collaboration part at the instances of our customers. And right now, if I made my changes and also added some ratings on this, I can go right into the detailed view of my requirements, and I'm able to check out the history of this specific item. Once I click on the history itself, the system will trace all the changes and modifications and any kind of activity made with this specific requirement. As you can see here, it's written here who made the changes, what specific point of time, which version we are currently looking at, and what were the exact changes in a historical order. So this is also how we provide the traceability in one way on the items itself. And once I go back one level where I have an overview on all of our requirements, for example, I click on this media browser, and once I open this plus button, I'm also able to visualize all the incoming and outgoing references, such as an impact analysis. And once I click on the detailed view again, I'm also able to visualize the relationships here with the direct relations, which are the main impact and what are the outgoing references as well. So this is also how we provide the traceability. But regarding the audit trails, we also have a so-called baselines, and the baselines are worked as a lightweight snapshot of the entire system with the current state of all your artifacts in the tool. So you can select also individual trackers or also just items to create the baselines of, and the baselines also cover wiki pages, documents, comments, images, and attachments. So just to show you, this is small icon is the baseline icon, and previously I made the baseline which was created at the 5th of August, and here you can see the user who actually created this specific baseline. And right now I just would like to make a simple header revision, and once I click on that, I compare the selected baselines, and always the first screen and the first interface will be a tabular overview, how many items are added, how many is being modified, how many been moved or even removed. And this way we also provide the full traceability. So once I just click on the type of work items just to check out one specific one, like the hardware test cases, I would like to visualize the differences. So I just clicked on the show the differences, and once I expand the view, I'm also able to see who actually made this modification, what were the differences between the old and the new values, and also wherever we made more than one changes, that will also listed out in a historical order with each modification one by one. So this is also how we can provide the traceability, and this is how the baselining works. And once again, this also can work for one specific set of artifacts coming from one specific type of trackers. And to enforce the processes, also each of these requirements or any of these tracker have its has its customized and unique workflow. Once I click on the state transition diagram, this is a very basic state transition, but as you can see here, there's a fifth status, and also this is a very simple workflow, and this can be defined entirely and individually for any of these artifacts in the tool. And as codeBeamer, also very customizable, and for safety critical industries, also our ALM solution supports role and member-based permissions as well, so letting you control and restrict access to certain type of work items or even individual artifacts. And you can define all these permission sets on the workflow as well, and just quickly show you how you can do that. So once I click on the customize and go to the state transitions, this is what I just previously shown you with the state transition visualization. And once I click on one specific state transition, this is where I can specify which are the roles that are actually permitted and have the access to run this state transition. Right now, all of these roles are able to do those, but this is how it can be customized. And also, this permission level can be defined on the field level, on the permissions as well. So once I click on this specific field, I can define in different statuses, so you can see here all the statuses and who are allowed to make these changes. So the next thing I would like to show you is a very unique codeBeamer functionality. This is so-called the traceability browser. So therefore, I just go back to our trackers where I can see all of our trackers, and here you can access the traceability browser very easily. And let's just pick one. Let's start from the hazards. And from the hazards, for example, I would like to visualize the connections all the way down to the source code level as well. So I would like to visualize my hazards, all the connected safety goals, and to the safety goals, I would like to see the software safety requirements, for example, and also to our software safety requirements, I also would like to see the software tasks. And this way you can walk through in a multidimensional way of the traceability, where you can visualize the connections. And once we are here at the software task, this also shows you the actual statuses of these requirements and of these tasks. And if I would like to go down to the source code, that's also possible here. I have to scroll down, click on the source code commit. And as codeBeamer, in this project, we have a source code repository added and connected to this project. I can also visualize my tasks and also the related and connected Git commits. So just to check out, I go into one specific task here, and in this task, once I scroll down, this is the source code commits button, and here I can see the actual modifications. And once I see all these small numbers highlighted with green and red, all the lines were deleted and all the new lines added highlighted with green. I can also easily make my comments on the code. So once again, and once I made this change, the system will make this comment, and also the referring and the assigned to people will be notified that I made my comment. And here you can see who made this comment in what specific point of time, and also add it to the code as well. So this is also how we provide the traceability. And going back to this multidimensional way, this also can be exported and can be sent out to your stakeholders and also to your colleagues. Once you click on the export to Office, I will use an Excel export here. And once I export the document, I would like to show you how it looks like. So I just open this traceability browser export, and this is what you can see here. Starting from the hazards, this is me who created this specific document, and this also contains direct links back to the system, and you can walk through the entire life cycle visualizing all these connections in a multi-dimensional way. So I just click on this specific task again, and I'm just back in codeBeamer with one click. So this is also how it works, how you can use the traceability browser, how you can export it, and how you can involve your external stakeholders into the development process. And this also works with Word and Excel, so you can generate your documentation and you can export it from codeBeamer also via round trip. So you will be able to make your changes offline. Then you can also import everything back to codeBeamer. So this way we provide and enforce the traceability and processes. So the next step that I would like to show you, and according to the standards, is the quality assurance, and therefore you need to be sure that all of your requirements are also tested, and the tests are precisely executed. So therefore we on the in the requirements management module here, and we have the coverage browser, and once we click on the coverage browser, this will be visualized, also keeping this hierarchical tree structure navigator bar. And in the second column we see the coverage, and this coverage shows us whether these requirements are covered by any test cases, and if they are covered, what was the result of the test execution. So as you can see here, we have some test cases which are actually being executed and passed the test, and also there are some which were failed and also blocked, or even there are others which are incomplete or not run yet, or even not even covered. And in this also, this view is also an interactive view, so you can filter for any releases in your development. As you can see, we have defined in this project one specific release mechanism for the hardware waterfall development, and also one for the software development. In this project, you can make any test configurations. As we are talking about the automotive project, we have defined a dry road or slippery road for the testing, and also you can filter for the coverage. That you only would like to visualize only those requirements which are covered by any test cases, or like just to visualize those which are not covered at all. So this is also how we provide the quality assurance in the system, in the tool, and this is how easily it's manageable here in codeBeamer. And the major point of our Intland software automotive template is how the users can manage their hazards and can make the risk assessment and the hazard analysis. So therefore, I just go into the hazards right now, and this also works as the requirements. So you can have a hierarchical order in the left hand side, but once you click on one specific item, I'm go specifically to this braking system failure hazard, which also works with the state transitions defined in codeBeamer. But the interesting thing is here that you have to define the severity, exposure, and the controllability, and based on these values, the system will automatically calculate the SEL estimation. So you will see it's also contained with the color accordingly, and the category, which is D in this specific case according to the standard. But once I make any changes, I show you how it works and how it looks like. So I just change the severity and the exposure. I click on save, and you can see the system automatically changed the SL assignation, and right now it's in QM. So this is how it can be easily determined, and based on the hazard, all these SEO values will be inherited to the related requirements as well. So therefore, to report on these SEO levels, we have a reporting module and a report plugin defined. So here among the reports, this is our first report here, hazard by SEO report. And based on this report, you are able to visualize and have a report on all your hazards ordered to different SEO categories. So this is one point, and the next thing is the integrated out-of-the-box failure mode and defect analysis configuration in this template as well. So therefore, I have to go to our failure mode tracker, and in the failure mode tracker, also in one project, in one single system, you are also able to manage your failure modes. Right now, therefore, I would like to go to the list view where I can visualize all my failure modes with the necessary information. This also works like as the on the hazards as I previously showed you. So there's these three values: the severity, occurrence, and detection. And based on these three values, we calculate automatically the risk priority number. And we have an exportable worksheet view in which all the necessary information is contained, and this also can be exported to Excel. So all of these items can be validated and can be supervised. I just go to the export office and I would like to export it to Excel. I would like to use a single Excel export, and this is one major point of codeBeamer so that you can use your templates, for example, to provide the audit trails, where you can upload your company specific templates as well. So I just made the export, and this is how it looks like, also with the unique identification number and the links to the items in the tool, so where you can walk through all the necessary information that you need, and you can start your BI on these exported Excel documents. So this is how it can be exported, and I also would like to show you one thing: how all these features can be visualized in report and wiki plugins in the tool. So therefore, I just once again jump back to our wiki page, to the reports, and once I scroll down, I also have a pre-configured, hard-coded traceability matrix for the hazard safety goals and the related hardware safety requirements, and also one for the hazard safety goal and software safety requirements. And once I scroll down on the failure modes and defect analysis, you are able to define your severity, likelihood, and occurrence values before the mitigation. So before you plan your actions to make and actions to do, before you derive any requirements to mitigate your risk. And here in this risk matrix diagram, you are able to visualize all these items, whether they are in the acceptable risk level or not. Once you click on these numbers, you will see exactly to which requirement they are related to and which is the risk exactly. And you see there are so many risks defined here in this demo right now in the before mitigation risk matrix. But once I scroll down to the after mitigation, only those failure modes will be added to this risk matrix, to which there's a related risk mitigation plan added. So I can click on this number here, and I see this is currently in the acceptable level, and I see my requirements and the connected risks that are actually defined with the risk mitigation plan. And this also works for the risk designation as well. So there's only one last thing that codeBeamer is really strong at with this agile capabilities. And this agile capabilities, you can monitor and you can manage your development processes. Therefore, we have to go to the releases, and here in this release, as we are combining the hardware development process using the waterfall model and also the software development using the agile way. And this is where we have defined different releases and sprints specifically for the defined hardware requirements, the architecture, then actually build the hardware and then testing it. And also we have defined 2 different sprints for the software development as well. Here you can see a short overview of your entire software development, how many items are currently involved in your software development. You can plan and visualize your planned capacity in story points or either in hours as well. So once I click on this one specific release, I'm also able to see which are the currently open items, which are actually being implemented, and those being highlighted with green. On the right hand side, I see a burn down chart which visualizes the actual workload, and on the right hand side I'm also able to filter for the members involved, the priority, and also the type of the items currently involved in this specific release. And once I go to the release planner, I can use its drag and drop functionality. So I see on the left hand side listed our major top level release and all the connected sub sprints, such as like the design and implementation sprint and then the quality assurance sprint. And if I would like to add any items, and I would, as I'm a project manager, I would like to add any other items to these sprints, I will have to click on the project backlog, and from the project backlog I can access all those items which are currently not added to any of these releases, and using codeBeamer's drag and drop functionality I'm able to order these items to specific sprints. I'm also able to visualize the members are involved, and I can make the assignation here very easily using also this drag and drop functionality. So I can just add new items to the developer team, for example. I also can define this for the individuals as well. And if I scroll down, I'm also able to visualize the user stories highlighted with different type of colors, and I can filter only for those colors as well. So I can see how I progressed with the user stories as well in the software development. And also I can use the Kanban board for example, where I can visualize and also manage my tickets here, also using codeBeamer's workflow engine. So it's based on the workflow engine where you can move these artifacts in their resolution and in their those can be resolved. And in each case, whenever you make any modifications here on this interface, the assigned to users and the responsible users will be notified via email out of the box in the system. And you can visualize your actual team workload and also the members workload, where you can filter for those people who actually these tasks are assigned to. So for example, you can see the role here and also the software architect role to which have any defined role. So this is how you can manage and visualize your tasks in the tool. So there's one thing that I would like to show you, because we normally facing that our customers who are deciding to go forward with codeBeamer, they have to deal with legacy systems as well. And this is the codeBeamer's architecture. This shows you that codeBeamer can be extended via the REST API. So via the REST API, we also have many out-of-the-box integrations, such as with the Enterprise Architect, UML modeling tool, with the Jenkins Hudson test automation, and also with other applications. You can easily connect your source code management repositories, such as the Subversion, Mercurial, and Git, and also can be used with Chrome, Firefox, and Internet Explorer. So we got various options, and we can be easily integrated into the application lifecycle of one specific organization. And I would like to ask you whether you would like to whether you would like to receive further information about codeBeamer in the future. Therefore, I also open up a new question panel. What I just did, I would kindly ask you to answer this question, and after that you can type in your questions, because I see there's not any questions so far. So you can type in your questions right now. And right now I'm opened up the questions panel. So we have a question: is it possible to combine the safe template and the automotive template, or is safe underneath already is available, or is that also available? Yeah, so regarding the first part of the question, the safe template can be also combined with the automotive template. So the automotive template have to be implemented on the team level, and also regarding the item definition and all of these where you specify the functions can be implemented on the program level as well. Um, and also the rest will be also available soon. So we are working currently on these templates and methodologies. So if you are interested, please get in touch with our sales, and we are also we are glad to organize a one-on-one webinar where we can tailor our demonstration to your needs. Are there any other questions right now? If not, once again, I also would like to invite you to our upcoming webinar next week titled The Superior Teamwork and Managing Multiple Development Streams. And in the meantime, I also will uh, still leave it open our questions panel, so you can type in your questions. So otherwise, if you don't have any questions, I would like to thank you for your participation and making the time to be here. And I hope to see you next time as well on our webinars. Alright, so once again, thank you so much for participation, and see you next time. Bye bye.